After landing in Vienna, I went to the hotel, which had a balcony. Ominously, or propitiously, birds circled overhead. In either case, I didn't have long to consider this, as I was scheduled to observe a meeting of 3 men supposedly taking place in less than an hour. This was my first assignment, and as I walked through the streets, the strange dissonance between the past and present seemed to be reflected in the erratic beat of my heart. Soon, however, I arrived at the Café Central, which, as promised, was crowded. I went inside and took a moment to adjust to the light. Oddly, the café, with its vaulted ceilings, marble tabletops, and diffuse light, looked exactly as I expected. This had a calming effect on me until I scanned the room several times and realized that nobody matched the description of the men I was looking for, namely a Russian and his 2 German associates. On the verge of despair, I noticed an archway that led to a private courtyard, and as I turned the corner, I knew at a glance this was exactly what I was looking for. I recognized the Russian, as if he too had arisen from my dreams. All 3 men sat at a table, talking quietly but seriously, and I observed them as I drank my espresso and enjoyed the fleeting raspberry essence of the Zuckertorte I had ordered. This sense of calm, however, was abruptly interrupted when the men arose and rather quickly prepared to leave. My heart began to pound again, as I braced myself to follow as surreptitiously as possible. We left the cafe. Outside, I felt a new sense of purpose from this assignment that made the streets seem more vibrant, if somewhat brittle, as if I were walking across a lake of ice. The men split up and I was sure they had seen me. Impulsively, I turned away from the Russian and followed one of the Germans. I found myself on a very quiet street and wondered if I had made a mistake. I decided to turn around and head back towards the city. The sound of the carriage helped calm me down, and then, as luck would have it, I spotted the Russian, this time miraculously alone. I followed him towards St. Stephen's, slowly at a distance. At the plaza, I thought I had lost him in the crowd, but as I stopped to consider the line of horses, I realized he was closer than I could have imagined, and I had to restrain myself from reaching out to touch him. I stood paralyzed but did not have to feign my admiration for the incredible vibrating pattern of the roof of the cathedral, as my thoughts were distracted by the hundreds and possibly thousands whose collective but anonymous vision lit up the sky in front of me, but without offering a clue of what would come next.